big story across the nation's news media has been the president's mood.
President Trump is lashing out.
Angry.
Unhinged.
Fuming.
Angry.
Foul mood.
Pissed.
Very angry.
Isolated.
Pissed.
Particularly unhinged.
Unhinged. Lots of talk about mood swings. Could all this be a direct result of midterm losses, CNN's win in court, and the ongoing Mueller probe? And how should the press try to report on a president's mind? Joining me now is Carl Bernstein, of course, CNN political analyst and one half of the Woodward and Bernstein duo. Carl, you've said this is a rageaholic president.
Since the midterm elections, we have seen a rageaholic president such as we've never seen in the history of the modern presidency. You can use all those words, unhinged, whatever. He is off on a tear that has both his colleagues in the White House, those who are closest to him, and particularly Republicans on Capitol Hill, very much afraid of what his actions and words now mean, and part of it relates to the midterms, and we can talk about that in a moment.
He said in an interview with Fox today, his mood is light, not dark. His mood is light, and he thinks these sources everybody's citing are made up.
Well, first of all, if you talk to Republicans on the Hill, you will understand now that they are beginning to think that the elections, the midterms, represent a sea change, and that Donald Trump is no longer the bulwark for the party that they thought they had, that they worry about whether he is a viable candidate in 2020. They worry that he could bring down the party with him if he continues to talk and act as he has done. They worry about the Mueller investigation. They worry about his state of mind. So there now is a shift in what you're hearing on Capitol Hill, and people in the White House are very much aware of what people are saying sotto voce, quietly. Again, they don't have a lot of guts, the Republicans on Capitol Hill, to get up and say these things out loud. But all of us who have our ears to the ground know that there is a new kind of under-rumbling about Donald Trump, his mood, his unhinged actions and words in the past couple weeks. But it does go in part, if you're going to date it, back to the midterms, but also you have to look at the Mueller investigation, where those around him are saying, look, his back may be to the wall. Doesn't mean that he or members of his family are going to be charged or indicted, but he has not known up until now, and he may know now because he's got his own spy looking at the investigation for the first time. I think that Whitaker, I think we know at this point, Whitaker is his first look and conduit into Mueller's investigation. So that's a big deal.
But all the people you're talking about, all the sources, they're talking off the record. They're not talking on the record.
They never have.
So is this one of those cases where people are spinning publicly but telling the truth privately?
You don't know. You know, a lot of these same people, Republicans, were saying a year ago that they had grave questions about his stability. And then as his base began to flex its muscles and they became more and more afraid of Trump and his base, they went to ground, these same Republicans, and they've been craven from the beginning about challenging this president. I think that day might be over, that these midterms have shaken Republican leaders to their core. They know that this was a terrible drubbing, that the demographics and the map don't look good for them, and that Donald Trump has been president of his base. He has not been president of all the people. He has not been a president of the United States in the way that presidents have always tried to bring factions of the country together, at least in a minimal way. He's made no attempt to do that, and he has pushed his party with him. I think now there is a very different attitude about, hey, what road are we going down here after these elections? And with Mueller's investigation and whatever he finds, how do we continue to be supportive of this president when we agree with him, but we can't be following this Pied Piper everywhere?